balanced, unbiased, and clear, concise, and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
Olympic gold medalist Thea Gatson has expressed gratitude to Dominica as she is to receive the country's highest national award on Independence Day. In the news from the region, Bahamas Prime Minister wants greater collaboration in the aviation sector of Latin America and the Caribbean. And internationally, a Chinese president encourages more China-Finland cooperation in emerging industries. The details of these stories and more are coming up next.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Turn your TV on. Listen to DBS on Digicel TV Channel 50 and Flow TV Channel 951.
DBS News.
And welcome back. First off in the news, Olympic gold medalist Thea Gatson has expressed gratitude to Dominica as she is to receive the country's highest national award on Independence Day. Gatson says she's hoping the prestigious Dominica Award of Honor will inspire young Dominicans.
I'm actually kind of even struggling to wrap my mind around it. It is something that I've always watched overseas, online. I watch year after year phenomenal Dominicans receive something, and never in my life did I think that I'd be receiving it at this age, and it is truly an honor. I am joining a league of legends for our country, and to sit upon that same highest level as them, it's truly it's beyond words. I am so excited to be home, to be here in a season where our culture and our pride is on front and center stage, where it is the most Dominican prideful time of the year. I really could not have asked for a better time and a better place to celebrate. I'm so grateful to be home. What I truly hope is that it really just inspires the people. Everything I do to let Dominicans know that they are phenomenal, that they are destined for greatness, they can do great things. And I hope that this award shows them that they are allowed to have extraordinary goals and they are capable of achieving them. For myself, now I have to figure out what I'm going to do when I grow up, because I've achieved some of the most spectacular things a Dominican athlete can achieve, and so we need to go back and set some new goals.
And that was Olympic gold medalist Thea Gatson. The full list of National Day awardees is expected to be released on Wednesday. And the American Canadian School of Medicine, or ACSOM, has entered into an agreement with Yale New Haven Health System's Bridgeport Hospital to serve as the flagship clinical training site for its students. This agreement will enable medical students of the American Canadian School of Medicine to complete their core clinical rotations at the hospital, a prominent teaching hospital in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Yale New Haven Health System's Bridgeport Hospital, with 501 licensed beds, provides comprehensive services including advanced heart care, surgery, cancer treatment, and orthopedics. The agreement speaks to the American Canadian School of Medicine's mission of delivering a top-tier medical education through collaborations with leading healthcare institutions. Dean of the American Canadian School of Medicine, Dr. Ramin Ahmadi, says the hospital's reputation for high-quality care and its long-standing commitment to medical education will provide students with exceptional training opportunities, helping shape the next generation of patient-centered physicians. Chairman of Medicine and Associate Chief Medical Officer at Yale New Haven Health, Dr. Gregory Buller, added that they are excited to have the opportunity to associate with the American Canadian School of Medicine and look forward to a long-term relationship with the premier new medical school. And the 2024-2025 cruise ship season is amongst matters up for discussion when the Combined Taxis Incorporated hold its annual general meeting at Massac tomorrow. Vice President of the Combined Taxis Incorporated, Reynold Alcindor, says a new executive is expected to be elected at the general meeting.
On Wednesday, the 30th of October, Combined Taxi Incorporated will be holding its AGM in Massac at the Old Simmons nightclub, close to the indoor facility at Massac. At that meeting, the general membership, together with the executive, will go through the financial report of the association for the 2023-2024 season. Also, we'll be looking at the 2023-2024 cruise season and the 2024-2025 cruise season, which we are in presently. Also at that meeting, all executive positions will become vacant, and the general membership will have the opportunity to select a new executive to run the affairs of the organization for the next year. The institution is a democratic institution, and so any member who is financially up to date can make themselves available for election to serve on the executive for the next year.
And that was Vice President of the Combined Taxes Incorporated, Reynold Ascendo. And the President of the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, Judy Sango, has called on the youth of Dominica to remain resolute in creating a fulfilling life for themselves. Sango was the featured speaker at the Northern Schools Independence Parade at the Benjamins Park in Portsmouth this morning.
Rather than allowing my disability to define or limit me, I consciously chose from an early age to reclaim my narrative, transforming obstacles into gateways for growth and opportunity. Despite facing unfair levels of bullying and stigma, I remain resolute in my mission to create a fulfilling life for myself. I learned from an early age that the keys to my happiness and success must never lie in the hands of others. Instead, I took it upon myself to surround myself with uplifting influences, those who genuinely had my best interest at heart. By embracing positive friendships and relationships, I not only nurtured my self-worth, but also diminished the weights of the negative words and perceptions that sought to bring me down. It is through this process of transformation that I realized and recognized each challenge as a stepping stone on my path to fulfilling my dreams.
And that was President of the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, Judy Sango. Meantime, Acting Assistant Chief Education Officer Nadia Farrell told the students at the school's parade that they hold the key to unlocking Dominica's greatest potential.
When we speak of development, it's not simply about buildings or infrastructure. It's about the growth of ideas, dreams, and values that will shape our future. You, the youth, hold the key to unlocking our country's greatest potential. Your energy, your innovation, and your resilience are forces that will continue to drive Dominica forward. Our island depends on you to shape a future that is not only strong but united, compassionate, and sustainable. Remember, you are leaders.
And that was Acting Assistant Chief Education Officer Nadia Farrell. A number of outstanding students of the North were recognized at the Northern Schools Independence Parade this morning, and 4 individuals were presented with the Portsmouth Town Council Community Award. They are Solomon John Paul, Ira Fraser, Dr. Claude McCook, and Alfred Mary Jean. And DS Monel Carnival National October 29th. Dominica's 2025 Carnival celebrations will officially open on January 18th, 2025. The calendar of activities features over 40 events.
January the 7th, we have Jazz in the City Carnival Edition. On Thursday the 9th, we have Reggae on the Boardwalk. On the 11th, Calypso Eliminations. The 14th, Jazz in the City Carnival Edition. On the 16th, Reggae on the Boardwalk. And January 18th is the opening of Carnival Mass Dominique. So remember that date, opening of Carnival is Saturday 18th of January. On the 21st, we're back to Jazz in the City Carnival Edition. The 23rd, Reggae on the Boardwalk. The 25th of January, Portsmouth Town Carnival. The 28th, Jazz in the City Carnival Edition. The 30th, Reggae on the Boardwalk. And Friday, 31st of January, the Miss OECS pageant. We're moving to February 2025. On Tuesday 4th, there's Jazz in the City Carnival Edition. Thursday 6th, Reggae on the Boardwalk. Saturday 8th, Calypso Quarter-Finals. Tuesday 11th, Jazz in the City Carnival Edition. Thursday 13th, Reggae on the Boardwalk. On Friday The 14th, we have the Calypso, the Junior Calypso Bouillon Monarch. And then we move on to Sunday 16th, the Carnival Princess Show. Tuesday 18th, Jazz in the City Carnival Edition. Thursday 20th, Reggae on the Boardwalk. Saturday 22nd, an event called Amped. Saturday the 22nd also is the Calypso semi-finals. Sunday 23rd, Wind Down. Also Sunday 23rd, there is the Miss Teen Dominica pageant. On Thursday the 27th, we have the Carnival Gopewell. Also on the 27th, the Miss Dominica pageant. On the 28th, Sunrise. Also Friday 28th, Welcome to Paradise. Also on Friday 28th, Drift the Barge Boat Party. And also on Friday 28th, an event called Rebel.
The calendar of activities will culminate in March 2025 with 2 days of street jump up set for March 3rd and 4th.
Alright, so we're entering into March 2025. Saturday 1st, there is Brunched D, all-inclusive food and drinks. On Saturday 1st as well, there is the Calypso Grand Finals. Also on Saturday 1st, there is Viva la Carnival. On Sunday 2nd, we have Opulence. Also, Original Carnival Sauce and Punch. Also, Kitty's Carnival. And on Sunday the 3rd, we have Juve. We move on to Carnival Monday, the 3rd and 4th of March is Carnival in Dominica. So Monday the 3rd, we're going to have on the road the school bands with Youth Mass, TK International Mega Monday, Signal Band with Illuminite, Inland Revenue Cluebirds, Old Mass Band, Old Time Sake, the Thunderbirds, Traditional Monday, and the MFC Mud Mass. And we move into Carnival Tuesday, that is Tuesday the 4th of March 2025. We're going to have the Winners Parade, Traditional Parade, Hysteria Mass Costume Band, Fantasy Tribe Costume Band, Pulse Experience Costume Band, Africulture Stilt Walkers, Traditional Band, Thunderbirds and Thunderbirds Costume Band. And on March 5th, that's when we have the Tewe Vaval event. That's where we bury Carnival until next year.
And that was Communications and Public Relations Specialist at Discover Dominica Authority, Mono Alexis. And on the feature segment, we go to the Kalinago territory to find a young lady involved in basket making. Cecilia Benjamin of Cecilia's Creations is involved in basket making for over 20 years. She says the products for the baskets can be found in the Kalinago territory. Cecilia Benjamin of the Kalinago territory is our feature on the evening news.
Well, it's products made out of a reed called lauma, and it's grown in the forest, mostly in the Kalinago territory. So we use it to do different baskets. I do clutches, handbags, side bags, beach basket, lunch basket, all type of baskets you can think of. I've been in that over 20 years. I've started from after I left school. I didn't do well at school, so I went straight into doing something that could sustain my livelihood. So I went into basket making.
And how has it been for you?
Well, sometimes good and sometimes bad. But especially in that Creole season, it has always been good. Yeah, the exposure has been good. The people have been nice to me and really patronizing.
So that's basically your way of life?
Yes, it is. That's what I do for a living.
What about employment? Do you employ people in this business?
Not full time. Most times when I have a large demand, I would ask 1 or 2 people to help, but not full time.
But this must be very satisfying to you when you see these things being displayed. I'm sure you get a lot of commendation from those people who come to see you.
Yes, I do. They're always giving me good energy, telling me how my things are beautiful and neatly done. When I weave with passion, I weave with love. So my baskets and whatever I do it with love. It's because it's unique, it's different. Most times they are one of a kind because it's only in the Kalinago you can find those.
And that was Cecilia Benjamin of the Kalinago territory, taking us to the end of this evening's featured segment and National Focus. Up next is news from the region and international.
Yo, what's up? Baby, let's go.
Turn your TV on. Listen to DBS on Digicel TV Channel 50 and Flow TV Channel 951.
DBS News.
And in the news from the region, Bahamas Prime Minister Philip Davis is calling for new partnerships for the future of aviation in Latin America and the Caribbean, saying together there is an opportunity to make a real difference in how the region meets the demands of complex, interconnected worlds. Davis said recently the country launched the National Aviation Strategic Plan, which he describes as a clear framework designed to build a sustainable, efficient, and high-standard aviation sector that continues to meet the evolving needs of our people and our region. And internationally, China welcomes Finland to actively participate in the Chinese modernization process and expand cooperation in emerging industries. Chinese President Xi Jinping made the remarks as he held talks with visiting Finnish President Alexander Stubb in Beijing. He called on both sides to expand cooperation in green transformation, information technology, digital economy, artificial intelligence, and new energy, and build a new pattern of mutually beneficial cooperation in the new era. She noted that Finland was one of the first Western countries to establish diplomatic ties with the People's Republic of China and the first Western country to sign an intergovernmental trade agreement with China. Well, this brings us to the end of this evening's news. Up next is sports with Gavin Richards.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
Well, good evening. I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Evening Sports Report. Let's bowl off with cricket news, and not good news as Dominica's Alec Athanaze will miss out on the upcoming series between the West Indies and England, as he's not been named in the West Indies team for the ODI series, which starts in Antigua on Thursday. Well, Athanaze had a poor run in his last ODI series against Sri Lanka, where he managed just 11 runs in the 2 matches. Athanaze has an average of 24 from 12 one-day internationals, with 2 half-centuries. He has been replaced in the squad by Shimron Hetmyer. Hetmyer is the only change to the team, which lost 2-1 to Sri Lanka on the weekend. The ODI team is Shea Hope, the captain, Alzari Joseph, Joel Andrew, Shimron Hetmyer, Casey Carty, Ruston Chase, Matthew Ford, Shamar Joseph, Brandon King, Evan Lewis, Gudakesh Moti, Shofin Rutherford, Jaden Seals, Romario Shepard, and Hayden Walsh Jr. Meantime, West Indies head coach Darren Sammy is hoping for a stronger performance from the West Indies as they get set to face England.
We head off home and right back into it versus England, so hopefully better conditions, and our batsmen could, and our team could just, give a good account of themselves versus England.
Lastly, that England series, a big rivalry with England. How much are you looking forward to that?
I'm looking forward to it. The last time it was wrong in the Caribbean, we won both series. We created history in our ODI series. And again, I don't know, something about West Indians. Whenever it's time to play England, they're always up for the challenge. It's a big rivalry series, and we at home. And over the last year to 18 months, we've done really well at home in white ball. So get off the plane, right back at it, and hopefully we could give a better display than what we did here in Sri Lanka.
And that's the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. Sammy, meantime, says he was pleased with the showing of Shofin Rutherford on the last tour against Sri Lanka. Rutherford got 3 half-centuries and was the leading run scorer in the ODI series.
Another guy out of the system we've invested in, again, having everyone up for selection, conversations we've had from a coaching staff with with these guys, you know, and to see, you know, Shofin coming in not only in the T20 but in the ODIs, and you know the way he batted, he really carried our batting throughout the three games, and yeah, long may it continue.
And that's the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. Well, let's stay with cricket news because the Windward Islands Volcanoes are struggling in their run chase of 276 as they look to pick up a win in their regional Super 50 overs matchup with Guyana in Trinidad. Well, half centuries from Tevin Imlach and Kimo Paul helped the Guyana Happy Eagles to a score of 275 for 5. Paul smashed 54 not out of 29 balls and Imlach 62 of 67 balls as Guyana pounded the Volcanoes in the back end of the innings as they got 79 runs in the last 7 overs. Tejnarayan Chandapal added 49 and Kevlin Anderson 42. Shadrach Descartes, he took 3, or that should be 2 for 53, and Gillan Tyson 1 for 30, Kavem Hodge 1 for 49. While the Volcanoes in reply a short while ago was 68 for 5 after 14 overs. Sunil Ambrose got 19. Shadrach Descartes was not out on 26. And Dylan Douglas unbeaten on 8. Neil Smith has a 2 for 20 and Kimo Paul 1 for 7 so far for Guyana. So the scores in that encounter is Guyana and the Windward Islands Volcanoes. Guyana 275 for 5 in their 50 overs batting first. The Volcanoes 68 for 5 after 14 overs with Shadrach Descartes not out on 26. Meantime, in the other match today, Trinidad spinners picked up 9 wickets as they were able to defend 195 to beat the combined campuses and colleges team. Trinidad batted first and got to 194 all out. Keon Otley top scored with 45, Jade Gooley 37 and Amir Jango 29. Well, we had Amari Goodridge taking 3 for 18, Akshaya Prasad 2 for 29 and Romario Greaves 2 for 30 for the combined campuses and colleges team. Well, the CCC in their run chase, chasing 195 to win, they were 102 for 2 at one point, but they collapsed to be all out for 134. Shakir Paris got 57. Kyrie Pear, he picked up 4 for 8 in 9.4 overs, and Yannick Carrera 3 for 31. Trinidad won the game by some 60 runs. Well, the regional Super 50 overs tournament will continue tomorrow with the Barbados Pride taking on the Jamaican Scorpions. That game bowls off at 9 o'clock. And in the day-night match, it's the Leeward Islands Hurricanes taking on the West Indies Players Academy. Well, let's go to some track and field news now as the top primary school students will be on show tomorrow as the sports division stages the annual Independence Primary Schools Athletics Championships. The event is carded for the Benjamin's Park. Well, acting sports coordinator Edmund O'Dane says 7 districts will be competing at the event.
The event will commence with an opening ceremony at 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday, October 30, 2024. The opening ceremony is expected to hear addresses from the Honorable Oscar George, Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, with specific responsibility for youth and sports. Member of Parliament for the Portsmouth constituency, Honorable Finella Wenham Shepherd, Her Worship Kerry Breedy Prince, the Mayor of Portsmouth Town Council, and Sports Coordinator Acting Mr. Edmund Odin. The Primary Schools Athletics Finals forms part of the annual Schools Independence Athletics Championship, an event in celebration of Dominica's independence. At Wednesday's final, students will represent their district teams, having qualified following competitions at the preliminaries where they represented their individual schools. 7 preliminaries were held earlier in the month, where students competed for spots in the final. The competing districts are South, Southwest, Southeast, West Central, Northwest, North, and Northeast. This event is a wonderful opportunity for young athletes to showcase their hard work and dedication. We encourage everyone to come out and support our students as they compete and celebrate their accomplishments.
And that's the acting sports coordinator Edmund O'Dane. Let's go to some football news as Belfast Estate Mao Soccer Strikers will be gunning for at least a point tonight to avoid the automatic relegation spot in the DFA Premier League as that competition continues at the DFA Technical Centre. While the Soccer Strikers are in 8th place on 17 points And a point tonight will mean that they will avoid finishing in 10th, but they will also have some work to do to avoid finishing in 9th place, which will force them to play a playoff match with the Division 1 runners-up at the end of the season. So the Soca Strikers, they're taking on Promex Harlem United this evening at the DFA Technical Center. That match gets underway in just a few moments from now. And of course, Harlem are in 5th place in the point standings on 23 points with 6 games remaining in their season. The league standings as we head into tonight's match sees Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC at the top with 31 points. And they have a better goal difference over Valvoline Way United, who are also on 31 points. Dubla also has a game in hand. Tranquility Beach Milham United are in 3rd place on 29 points. Sagico Southeast in 4th on 24 points. Promex Harlem 5th on 23 points. Meantime, the Roosevelt Skerrit Bombers were there in 6th place on 18 points, while the Belfast Estate Mau Soca Strikers and Connect 767 Courts Ready Cash East Central have 17 points each. Petro Caribbean Point Michelle, well, they're in 9th place on 12 points, and they're locked in the relegation battle with Bath State FC, who are in 10th place on 11 points. So the football season coming to an interesting end with the race for the title with Dubla and We United, the two teams gunning for the title there. But at the bottom of the table, some interesting interesting situation with Petro Caribbean Point Michelle and of course Bath State, two teams looking to avoid relegation. Let's stay with football news as the head coach of the senior men's national football team, Ellington Sabin, says the focus is now on remaining in League B as Dominica will wrap up its campaign in the CONCACAF Nations League next month. Dominica currently sits in 3rd place in the group, 3 points ahead of Antigua. The last place team will be relegated to League C. Dominica plays the Dominican Republic and Antigua in the November window. The team got back into training last night.
It's just about getting the guys ready for the next encounter. Today was nothing really hard. It was more of a conditioning session and just getting the guys back to sharp or back to a sharp state, and like I said, getting them ready for the next window. The next window is almost upon us, so we have to do what we have to do to get prepared for that window.
How satisfied have you been in what you've seen this evening thus far?
Well, the energy always there. The players always put all the energy. It's just, like I said, getting them sharp for the window. And tonight there was no different. The guys always put all their energy when they come here and they put in the work. So we are always grateful for them when they come here and they display the talent and the energy that they need to display for us going to the next window.
Your words to the guys as you approach the next window?
Well, we remain focused. We know all is at hand. We know all is at stake. We have to try and get points in the next window, seeing that we didn't get any points in the last window. We may seem to think that we're safe, but we just have to ensure that we are really safe, although it is a long shot for us to be relegated. So it is more than likely means that we're going to be in League B next season, but it doesn't mean we have to sit idly by and leave anything to chance. We have to go there and play the games that are upcoming and perform to the best of our ability and get points in the next window.
And that's the head coach of the men's senior national football team, Ellington Sabin. Before we end, just a quick update on the regional Super 50 overs matchup between the Guyana Happy Eagles and the Windward Islands Volcanoes. Remember, the Volcanoes, they're chasing 275 to win. That's because the Happy Eagles got 274 for 5 in their 50 overs batting first. While the Volcanoes, they're 80 for 5 after 16 overs. But there's still a lot of work to be done if they're to pull off the victory. And of course, the Volcanoes, with Shadrach Descartes, a lot is going to be relying on him if they're to get over the line. So Volcanoes 82 for 5 now after 14 or 16.2 overs as they're in search of 275. Well, that's the DBS Evening Sports Report. More sporting highlights for you tomorrow morning during the DBS Major Morning News. On behalf of Hassan Robinson, who presented the news, and our links person, Ivona Jean-Baptiste Luge, I'm Gavin Richards saying good evening.
You asked for different and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
FastPay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. FastPay, FastPay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
You're listening to DBS Radio. It is 29 minutes before 7 o'clock. It's time now for the general announcements on the Community Bulletin Board. Well, before the general announcements, we have 4 death announcements. Stay tuned. We announce the death of Alcendo Dixon Fabian of Marigot, who resided in Lower Gambles, Antigua. He died on Sunday, 6 October at the Sir Lester Bird Medical Center in Antigua. He was the husband of the late Olive Fabian. He was the son of Hudson Fabian and Ethelia Thomas. He was the father of Mariel and Alcendo Fabian Jr., Jerry Ann Fabian Christopher in Antigua, and Alicia Joseph in the USA. He will also be remembered by his son-in-law Zinworth Christopher, grandchildren Shay Bristol, Leanne Joseph, Jada, Dominic Christopher, Shatoya Miller and Shaquille Fabian, great-grandchildren Landon and Braden Reiner, siblings Kenneth Hamlet and Silas Fabian in the USA, Dixon Fabian in Antigua, Ezra, Eutychus, Ellison and Simeon Fabian, Priscilla Prevost, Nellie Joseph, Idaline Dupuy, and Ursula Leslie in Dominica. Sisters-in-law Mary, Elizabeth, Evelyn, Erdmin, Avondale, and Melba Fabian, Victorine, Melita, and Pauline Joseph. Brothers-in-law Gregory Prevost, Jude Joseph, Pascal Dupuy, Raul Leslie, Charles Worth, better known as Tattoo, Levi Joseph of Buckley's, and Devanson Joseph residing in the USA. Nieces and nephews Zena, Glenda, Reginald, Jermaine, Cuthbert, Derek, Fermin, Karine, Geraldine, Everett, Grantley, Abigail, Lizra, Hedy, Karim, Sawana, Lancashire, Maki, Eddie, Shanna, Jenks, Kent, Javon, Kezia, Hadia, Brian, Brianna, Shellyanne, Richie, Colleen, Mandy, and Nandika. Cousins including Letitia, Lucina, Jovier, Moffat, Andila, Fernie, Primrose, Sims, Leonora, and Jackie. Close friends Raphael Lynch and Connie Durham of Antigua, Alan Paul, Edison James, and James Greer of Dominica. Neighbors Miss Bond and Miss Blas. The Fabian family in bands, numerous other friends and relatives, names too numerous to mention. The body of the late Alcendo Dixon Fabian of Marigot, who resided in Lower Gambles, Antigua, will be transported from the band's funeral home for viewing from 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 5th November at the Ebenezer Methodist Church on St. Mary Street in Antigua. The funeral service will take place at 2 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Lambert's Burial Grounds in Antigua. We announce the death of Tina Gussie, better known as Martina, age 99, of Dublin. She died on Sunday, 13th October. She was the mother of Octavia Jeffrey Tavi, Valina, Chris Ford, and Cecil Frederick. She will also be remembered by her daughter-in-law, Juliet Frederick, grandchildren Dr. Francine Jeffrey Louis, Brian Thomas, Sulan Valerie, Marcus Jumaine, Marvin Carter, Celestine Jeffrey, Laureen, Laurel, Loan Burton, Barbara Pierre-Louis, Eddie Victor, Cecil Jr., Laurencia, Ishmael, Josephine, Nancy, and Natasha Frederick, 26 great-grandchildren. Mrs. Isabella, Hermelina, Yulin, Yusil, Utili, Gloria, Cloda, Francisca and Marcella, Brenda, her caretaker, Anaclet, Rosemma and Editha Gussie, Ronna, Fanny, Joan and Daphne. Nephews Kelly, Cyril, Julius, Myers, Giro, Siwo, Esmond, Anthony, Reynoldson, George, Macpherson, Delroy, Gloucester, Fitzroy, Renoir, and Watson. Numerous grand nieces and nephews, both here and abroad. Goddaughter Jennifer Shillingford, close friends Nita, Sybil, Mother Rose, Rosalind, Rose, Mayuli, Ramona, Ruthella, Anto, Tyson, Erskine, Millicent, Louvain, Marjorie, Ruthin, Petrolina, Claron, Honorable Catherine Daniel, Eileen, and Connie. Staff of the Portsmouth Health Team, including Dr. Jacob, nurses Joseph and Mrs. Peter, Parliamentary Representative Honorable Darian Pinard, relatives and friends in the communities of Dubla and Bioche, Kuliby Street, Paybush, Salisbury, and St. Joseph. The body of the late Tina Gussie, better known as Martina of Dubla, can be viewed from 2 p.m. on Thursday, 7th November at the Dubla Catholic Church. The funeral mass will take place at 2:30 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Dubla Catholic Cemetery. We announce the death of Jennifer Loda, better known as Vera of Tranto, Casabros, who resided in Loubier. She was the mother of Jonia, Julie, Cheryl in France, Justian, Sheridan in England, and Cordelia in Anguilla. She will also be remembered by 20 grandchildren: Dalita, Dalton, Kasher, Dylan, Tawana, Raven, Devon, Jasmine, Kawana, Alina, Seniat, Mariah, Omar, Claudelia, Melanie, Nikki, Jabra, Joseph, Vanessa, and Brielle. 11 great-grandchildren: Dante, Caden, Julian, Destine, Julian, Stormy, Sky, Skylar, Ace, Nayan, and Liam. 3 sisters: Veron, Valerie, and Violet. 3 brothers: John, Luke, Johnny, and family. Best niece Vanessa, nieces Vania, caregiver, Christine, Vina, Beverly, Merle, Ruth, Rachel, Avril, Lincia, Nato, Sherian, Emmeline, Colin. 6 nephews: Elvis, Dorian, Shorty, Glenn, Bernard, Lennox, Cuthbert, and Grunandi. In-laws: brother Paul, Petra, Alcon, Jack, and Michael. Close friends: Tedman, Deborah, Raphael, Stephen, Beverly, Yvette, Raymond, Christian, Ruben and family, Pastor Banis and wife, and Pastor Vaughn. Caregiver: Olive Peter. The staff of Glover Ward: Kira George, Kimberly, Isa, and the Tranto Pilgrim Holiness Church. The body of the late Jennifer Loda, better known as Vera of Tranto, Casabros, who resided in Loubier, will be transported from Lena's funeral home for viewing from 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, 2nd November at the Casabros Pilgrim Holiness Church. The funeral service will take place at 2 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Casabros Public Cemetery. We announce the death of Winnie Clemencia Williams, better known as Dodowa or Maniko, age 93, of Point Carib, Bagatelle. She died on Sunday, 22nd September. She was the mother of Henry, Jennifer, and Justin Williams. She will also be remembered by her stepdaughter Carol Williams, grandchildren Laurencia, Alicia, Trevor, Marvin, Rachel, Nicole, Kessler, Micah, Aika, Keely, Tiani, Alicia, Daniel, and Zachariah. Great-grandchildren: Cristiano, Aviana, Chrisley, Evany, Miles, Nayana, Diana, Dima, Michan, Nikon, Amikai, Christian, Malachi, Kimia, and Yara. Siblings: Portia Williams, Ada Richards, and Paul Corriette. The communities of Fort Seja, Bagatelle, and Point Carib. Close relatives and friends here and abroad, names too numerous to mention. The body of the late Winnie Clemencia Williams, better known as Duduwa or Maniko of Point Carib, Bagatelle, will be transported from Nina's funeral home for viewing from 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday, 30th October at the Grand Bay Sacred Space. The funeral mass will take place at 2 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Grand Bay Catholic Cemetery. And we announce the death of Gertrude Moise Bellot, better known as Mabel or Ma Sampson, age 89 of Soufriere. She died on Thursday, 24th October at her residence. She was the wife of the late Sampson Bellot. She was the mother of 7 children: Howard Xavier, Marcellus Bellot, Stephen Bellot, Simpson Bellot, Sandra Gregoire Victor, Marvelyn Bellot Jove, and Bertil Bellot Dangleben. The funeral arrangement of the late Gertrude Moise Bellot, better known as Mabel or Ma Sampson of Soufriere, will be given in a subsequent announcements. The management and staff of the Dominica Broadcasting Corporation extend deepest condolences to the family of the late Alcindor Dixon Fabian of Marigot, who resided in Lower Gambles, Antigua; Tina Gussie, better known as Martina, age 99 of Dublin; Jennifer Loda, better known as Vera of Toronto Castle Bruce, who resided in Loubier; Winnie Clemencia Williams, better known as Dudua or Manico, age 93 of Point Carrie Bagatelle; and Gertrude Moise Bellot, better known as Mabel or Ma Sampson, age 89 of Soufriere. It is 18 minutes before 7. Stay tuned for the general announcements on the Community Bulletin Board. Domlec wishes to advise the public that its Portsmouth office will be closed from 1 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, to allow staff to attend the funeral. Business will resume at 8 a.m. on Thursday, 31st October. Domlec apologizes for any inconvenience caused. Domlec wishes to inform its customers in Sibuli, Massac, and Byron Streets, Check Hall, that their electricity supply will be interrupted on Friday, 1st November, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. This interruption is necessary to allow Domlec to undertake maintenance on the high voltage system at Sibuli. Additional information is available on Domlec's website at www.domlec.dm under scheduled outages. Domlec appreciates your understanding in this matter and regrets any inconvenience caused. And Greens Wholesale Limited informs the general public that its wholesale and retail departments on Hanover Street will be closed tomorrow, Wednesday, from 12 noon to allow staff to attend the funeral. Greens Supermarket at Wall House will remain open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They apologize for any inconvenience caused and thanks their many customers for their understanding. Normal working hours will resume on Thursday, 31st October.
Calling all fetters. Saturday, November 2nd is the Swinging Stars Band at the Realm. 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Only $40 in advance, $50 at the gate. Come be entertained by Daddy Chess, Tasha B, and the legendary Swinging Stars, alongside DJ Snow, DJ Sly. It's the Realm, Saturday, November 2nd. Put on your madras and come. Tickets available at the Realm or members of the Swinging Stars Band.
The Swinging Stars Band and the Fort Young Hotel presents our annual Independence Dance, Sunday, November 3rd, 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. $60 in advance and $80 at the gate. The #1 dance band, Swinging Stars, at the Fort Young Hotel. Daddy Check.